Story 1. Whispers in the Attic. The old Victorian house loomed before me, its dilapidated exterior casting an eerie shadow over the neighborhood. I had always been drawn to the mysteries it held, its history steeped in tales of darkness and despair. Little did I know that my curiosity would lead me down a path of terror and haunting. As I stepped over the threshold, a chilling breeze greeted me, whispering secrets of the house's past. The air was heavy with anticipation, each creak of the floorboards echoing through the desolate hallway. The allure of the unknown beckoned me deeper into the depths of the house, my heart pounding with equal parts fear and excitement. My exploration led me to the attic, an ancient space cloaked in dust and forgotten memories. The attic's atmosphere was thick with a sense of foreboding, as if the walls themselves yearned to divulge their secrets. Goosebumps prickled on my skin as I ascended the creaky staircase, my breath catching in my throat. As I reached the top, the air grew stagnant, an eerie silence settling upon the attic like a heavy shroud. The flickering light of my flashlight illuminated the room, revealing a labyrinth of forgotten belongings and discarded relics. But it was the presence that lingered within the attic's depths that sent a chill down my spine. Whispers filled the air, an indiscernible chorus of voices that seemed to echo from the ethereal plane. They danced through the darkness carried on the winds of the past. Fear mingled with curiosity as I strained to listen, desperate to uncover the source of the haunting voices. As I ventured deeper into the attic, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. Shadows twisted and contorted, their dance a macabre spectacle. It was as if the spirits of the house had been awakened, their ethereal forms hovering just beyond the edge of perception. In a moment of audacious exploration, I stumbled upon a forgotten trunk hidden beneath a pile of decaying newspapers. It beckoned to me as if begging to reveal its long-guarded secret. With trembling hands, I lifted the lid, unveiling a collection of personal mementos that had been lost to time. As I sifted through the contents, an overwhelming sadness washed over me. The whispers intensified, as if the spirits sought to communicate through these remnants of their lives. I became a vessel, a conduit for their stories, their pain and longing imprinted upon my very soul. Within the confines of that attic, I discovered the heart-wrenching tale of a family torn apart by tragedy, a tale that transcended the boundaries of life and death. The spirits yearned for release, for resolution to the pain that had bound them to the earthly plane. In a daring act of empathy, I dedicated myself to unraveling the mysteries that plagued the house. Guided by the whispers, I uncovered hidden clues, piecing together the fragmented history of those who had come before. It became a race against time, as malevolent forces sought to keep the secrets buried within the house's walls. With each revelation, the spirits grew stronger, their presence more tangible. They sought solace, a chance to find peace in the face of their tragic fate. Together, we confronted the darkness that had plagued the house for generations, fighting against the spectral forces that sought to keep us trapped in their haunted realm. In a climactic battle between the ethereal and the corporeal, light triumphed over darkness. The spirits found release. Their spirits found release, their souls finally free from the shackles of the past. The house, once a place of despair, was transformed into a haven of serenity, a testament to the power of forgiveness and the resilience of the human spirit. As I walked away from that old Victorian house, its secrets no longer haunting me, I carried with me the weight of the experience, a reminder that the line between the living and the dead is often blurred. The whispers in the attic had left an indelible mark upon my soul, forever changing my perception of the supernatural and igniting a desire to uncover the mysteries that lie hidden within the shadows. Story 2. The Haunting Melody. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, signaling the arrival of another twilight. I found myself drawn to an old, abandoned mansion nestled deep within the countryside. It stood as a haunting monument to forgotten tales, its weathered facade telling stories of a bygone era. Little did I know that within those crumbling walls, a malevolent presence waited to unleash its torment upon my unsuspecting soul. As I stepped through the grand entrance, a chill snaked down my spine, permeating the air like an icy grip. The stale scent of decay lingered, mingling with the palpable aura of desolation. The mansion's halls were cloaked in darkness, save for slivers of moonlight that filtered through cracked windows, casting eerie patterns on the worn floor. Curiosity propelled me forward, deeper into the heart of the mansion. Each creaking floorboard echoed through the silence, as if the house itself whispered warnings of the impending terror. Shadows danced along the walls, their ethereal movements playing tricks on my mind, heightening my senses to the impending supernatural encounter. A haunting melody drifted through the air, soft and melancholic. Its hypnotic strains tugged at my heartstrings, drawing me further into the labyrinthine corridors. As I followed the ghostly tune, it became apparent that the source lay beyond a set of ornate double doors, beckoning me with irresistible allure. With trembling hands, I pushed the doors open, revealing a grand ballroom frozen in time. Moonlight bathed the room, casting an ethereal glow upon the once opulent space. Dust particles danced in the air, stirred by the ghostly presence that lingered within. The haunting melody intensified, its sorrowful notes intertwining with the murmur of unseen spirits. A spectral figure materialized at the grand piano, their fingers gracefully caressing the keys. The room came alive with a symphony of otherworldly musicians, their instruments manifesting as if summoned by the ethereal conductor. As the melody wove its spell, a sense of foreboding crept over me. I realized I had stumbled upon a performance that defied the boundaries of the living world, an eternal concert of lost souls, forever trapped in a haunting requiem. Unable to resist the allure, I became part of the spectral ballet, twirling and swirling through the grand ballroom. The music possessed me, pulling me into a vortex of emotions, both beautiful and terrifying. It was a dance of ecstasy and despair, a hypnotic display of the ethereal realm. But as the song reached its crescendo, the atmosphere shifted. The haunting melody transformed into a dissonant cacophony, discordant notes jarring against my senses. The spirits' visages contorted, their ethereal forms warping into grotesque manifestations of anguish. Fear clutched at my throat as I realized the spirits were not benevolent guides to the afterlife, but tormented souls trapped in a cycle of eternal suffering. Their symphony had become a torturous lament, a never-ending nightmare. Driven by instinct, I fought against the invisible chains that bound me to the spectral performance. With a surge of willpower, I broke free from the dance, my body and mind screaming for release. I raced through the hallways, each step an escape from the clutches of the malevolent specters. Finally, I burst through the mansion's doors, gasping for breath as the cool night air washed over me. The haunting melody faded into the distance, leaving behind a trail of lingering dread. I had escaped the clutches of the supernatural, forever changed by the encounter with those tortured souls. As I walked away from that haunted mansion, I carried with me a newfound appreciation for the fragile balance between the realms of the living and the dead. The haunting melody remained etched in my memory, a haunting reminder that not all spirits are benevolent guides, and that some melodies can ensnare the unwary in a never-ending nightmare. Story 3. Phantom Hitchhiker. The night was an inky black canvas, stars twinkling above as I embarked on a solitary drive along the desolate countryside. The road stretched out before me, a ribbon of asphalt disappearing into the darkness. Little did I know that this journey would take an otherworldly turn, forever etching a harrowing encounter into the fabric of my being. As I cruised along the winding road, the hum of the engine providing a steady rhythm, a dense fog rolled in, obscuring my vision. Unease coiled in my gut as I peered through the mist, straining to make out the road ahead. Shadows danced in the periphery, hinting at the presence of something lurking beyond sight. A faint figure emerged from the fog, standing at the roadside like a specter from another realm. Panic surged through my veins as I caught sight of the hitchhiker, their form ethereal and translucent. I hesitated, torn between an instinct to help and a gnawing sense of dread. Unable to resist the pull of empathy, I stopped the car, offering the phantom hitchhiker a ride. The moment they settled into the passenger seat, an icy chill permeated the air, seeping into my bones. Their presence was unsettling, their gaze hauntingly empty. Silence enveloped the car as we continued our journey through the mist. Shrouded night. The hitchhiker's features were obscured by darkness, their voice but a whisper in the wind. They spoke of tragedy and loss, their words laced with a melancholic longing. As the road wound on, a profound sadness settled over me, seeping into my very soul. The hitchhiker's tale unfolded, a heart-wrenching narrative of a life cut short, of unfinished business and an eternal search for redemption. My grip tightened on the steering wheel as a sense of foreboding intensified. The hitchhiker's presence grew more oppressive, their ethereal form flickering like a dying flame. I realized that their story was not one of solace, but a harbinger of impending doom. In a sudden twist of fate, the hitchhiker's features became clear, a visage twisted by sorrow and rage. Panic consumed me as I realized I had fallen into a trap, a malicious ploy by a vengeful spirit. The phantom hitchhiker sought to claim my life, to bind me to their tortured existence. With adrenaline coursing through my veins, I accelerated, desperately trying to outrun the malevolent spirit that now haunted my car. Shadows writhed in my periphery, elongated tendrils reaching out to ensnare me. But I refused to succumb. I fought for my survival, refusing to become another victim of the hitchhiker's curse. As the fog lifted, I saw a glimmer of salvation, an ancient, forgotten graveyard nestled by the side of the road. In a daring act of desperation, I swerved off the path, hurtling toward the consecrated ground. The hitchhiker's screams echoed through the night as I crossed the threshold of the hallowed sanctuary. The moment my tires touched the sacred soil, the malevolent presence dissipated, evaporating like mist under the morning sun. I sat there gasping for breath, my heart pounding in my chest. The ordeal had ended, but the scars of that night would forever mark my psyche. As I drove away from that haunted stretch of road, I carried with me a newfound respect for the boundary between the living and the dead. The phantom hitchhiker served as a chilling reminder that not all who wander in the night seek salvation. They may be souls bound by tragedy, forever doomed to seek retribution. And as I continued my journey, the echo of their sorrowful whispers lingered, a haunting reminder of the supernatural terrors that await those who dare to traverse the unknown roads of the night.